A common woodworking myth says that you can't use a Forstner bit in a handheld power drill, that these are only intended to be used at the drill press. It's time to bust that myth once and for all. So in this video, I'll give you some tips for using a Forstner bit safely and effectively in a handheld drill. If you've tried to bore handheld with a Forstner bit, you may have experienced slippage. This is where the bit slips or walks on the surface of the wood before beginning to bore deeper. This can leave a nasty scar around the rim or a hole that isn't as precisely located as you need it to be. The obvious solution is to use a sharp bit. Proper rim design can make a big difference as well. While the point helps locate the bit precisely in the center of the hole you wish to bore, it's the outer rim that actually guides the bit into the cut. I prefer a wavy guide rim rather than a toothed rim because it enters the cut cleanly with minimal tearage or slippage. Another way to reduce slippage is to make sure your bit is perpendicular to the surface of the wood when you begin, so the entire rim will contact the wood during those first few critical rotations. And hold your drill firmly, applying sufficient downward pressure to start the cut. If you're still having difficulty entering the wood cleanly, consider first boring a hole in a scrap of wood. Then use clamps or double-sided tape to attach the scrap to your workpiece. Now the bit can spin in that hole, which will keep it from moving out of position when you begin to bore into your good workpiece. This can also help support the fibers on the surface of the good workpiece and reduce or eliminate tear out on the top side. Forstner bits are unlike regular twist-style bits in that they don't have flutes to extract the chips out of the hole as you cut, so you should always pull the bit upward from time to time to lift the chips out of the hole. This will ensure that the head of the bit won't get stuck under all those chips at the end of the cut, and it will also keep the bit cool. Keeping Forstner bits cool is always a concern because their large size generates a lot of friction. That heat can quickly dull your bit. So if you want them to last a long time, keep them cool by extracting the chips as you work and by slowing down the speed of your drill. A variable speed power drill is essential if you wish to work with Forstner bits. But there's a drawback to that too. Partially pulling the trigger on the drill may keep the speed down, but it will also cause the drill motor to heat up more quickly. You have to find a balance between overheating your bit and overheating your motor. This may mean boring a few holes, then giving both the drill bit and the motor a few minutes to cool before continuing, especially if you're working with large Forstner bits. Large Forstner bits not only require slow speeds to remain cool and sharp, but they also require a lot of power to cut into the wood. So much so that you might find it difficult to hold onto the drill. And if you hit a small knot or otherwise bind in the hole, the torque can easily pull the drill from your hands or injure your wrist. If I'm boring with a bit larger than 1/2 inch, I make sure my workpiece is secure and I have 2 hands on the drill. If the bit is larger than 1.5 inches, I may even use a drill with a secondary handle for a better grip. This is especially true if the bit is self-feeding, which has a threaded point on it. These will cut into the wood quickly and you can get yourself in trouble fast. If your drill has a torque control clutch feature, such as are common on many cordless drills, your wrist will be better protected as the drive will disengage if the bit catches in the hole. Of course, some Forstner bits are better used in a drill press. Use your own judgment, but I personally try to avoid using any bit larger than 2 inches in diameter in a handheld drill. Below this video, I'll link to my Forstner bits of choice and some more videos about using and even sharpening your Forstner bits. Enjoy! For the last several years, I've been replacing my cheap drill and Forstner bits with quality bits from Fish Tools. They're a family-run company that still forges their bits the old-fashioned way. Try replacing your most used bits with Fish bits using the links in the notes below this video, and you'll see why I love them so much. Wait, don't go yet. If you're new here, please subscribe, and remember to ring the bell. I would really appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up, or better yet, leave us a comment. I always read them. And be sure to check out the latest issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. It's always packed with tips, tricks, and tutorials designed to make you a better woodworker.